I just pulled in from work, just pulled into the garage door just went down, and I just decided that I am going to take tomorrow off and go hunt on the state game lands. What do you think of that? I think that's pretty exciting. It's November 5th today, Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday, and I have missed almost this entire week of November. I haven't hunted at all. I'm missing the rut. I have worked so hard today, got so much done today, that I feel like I earned tomorrow off, and I'm going to take tomorrow off, and we're going to go kill a big buck on state game lands. How about that? And poof, I've changed. I am all in my after work attire, and I'm going to head down to the shed here in the 60-yard backyard. We're going to look things over, and we're going to pick out an inventory of things that we're going to need for tomorrow's outing. Look at that sky, man. That is one angry sky. We're going to make our way down here to the shed here in the 60-yard backyard. You know how I know that this is the 60-yard backyard here in the Kingdom of Bunjie? You know how I know that's what it is? Because it says so right there, 60-yard backyard. Solar, check that out. Oh yeah, we got a light right here in the shed. Check that out. All my gear set up. We got the lawnmower, all the political signs for later on, another lawnmower, the American flag ready to go up on a moment's notice if need be to decorate the 60-yard backyard. We have more flags. Ooh, we have a Kingdom of Bunjie flag. Did you know that? It was in a video. It was in a live stream I did, but it was dark. You really couldn't see it. But I do have that flag that will be displayed with pride in future videos. We have a wind sock to check on wind direction. We got targets. We got lots of targets. We got old targets and new targets, right? The new Bulldog. Get yourself a Bulldog 450 XL, the Bulldog Plus, that 450 XL. I'm telling you, that's a sweet one. That's a sweet one, the big shot for your broadheads. But that's not what we're down here for. I need some gear for this trip, and this is one of the things I will be taking with me. This is the Caldwell Deadshot Field Pod, but I've removed the field pod part of it. I don't like those arms so much. I took that off of here, and I have a Bog Death Grip head. And you can buy these, I think, on deathbybunjie.com. It tells you where you can get these. There's a link to the Amazon stuff. And I've done this with the Bog Death Grip. This Bog Death Grip head I put on not only on the Caldwell Deadshot Field Pot, but I also have it on that Primos trigger stick right there. I'm probably not taking that guy. I'm probably taking this guy. I've done videos on this, but this one I can put right in front of me. I can sit on the ground with it. I can extend these things right out, and it will work. It's like a blind. I can put stuff, I can hang some camo netting off of there and protect myself that way, so I'm not, it cuts down on movement. They won't see me as much. But that becomes my blind, and then I just put the crossbow there, and we can go and shoot from there. If you look at that trigger stick, that's about as short as that goes. That's really more of a standing up type thing, whereas this, look how short that gets when you drop it right down. So this will be easy to carry in and out, but it's also so I can sit down behind it. It will be just perfect. Probably going to take this too. This is a padded cushion I can sit on. I think that'll be pretty handy if I'm sitting on the ground. There is a ghillie suit in that bag right there, but I am not taking that with me. I'm not sure that I'm going to need this tripod. It's kind of nice to leave the crossbow set up in front of you. But during a rut, what I'm going to capitalize in my strategy, so to speak, is to wait for does to run back and forth over an open area where I can shoot. And I'm going to be using a range-finding scope so I can shoot at a moment's notice, lift up and shoot. I don't necessarily need the tripod, but I'm going to take it with me depending on setups. I don't have to use it, but it'll be nice to have. Cocking rope, coral snakes, the enforcer, and I figured it'd be a good idea to take a poke before I leave, before I get all packed up. And that right there, 28.4 yards off my knee, depowered, the blinker, got the blinker. Looks like police lights down there. How cool is that? Yeah, you can't exactly not take that crossbow when I do that at 28.4 yards off my knee. Can't ask for better than that, can you? Normally I'd try to like make it a surprise, like the suspense of what crossbow did I pick to go with me on this hunt tomorrow, this impromptu hunt, last minute hunt. But I still haven't killed a deer with the coral snakes. I really want to get that done. And I've got the new MaxView Certus scope on the Enforcer, ready to go. And look what it's doing, look what it's doing. What more do you want? There are other pieces of gear that are kind of foregone conclusions here. Swahacker, number 243, 150 grain, 3-inch broadheads. These are going with me. They're making the trip. They are reused number 251s. These aren't actually the 243s. You can see the rust on there. That might be a new one there, but these are reused 251s. And I've had no problem with that. I just replaced the blades on some of them. If they still spin true, I'll replace the blades. Otherwise, the coral snakes will get new ones. And I do have some 243s. What you're looking for today is the 243 of the Swahackers, by the way. Don't forget coupon code Bunjie2025. Get yourself 15% off everything, just about everything, on swahacker.com, or as they spell it, swacker.com. Put the coral snakes in the quiver with the decocking arrow. We'll zip that up right here in this one of two Killer Instinct crossbow cases that I have, and we'll place the Enforcer, put that guy in there, and look at that scope, that MaxView Certus. I do like it so far. I haven't killed a deer with this thing yet. I'm hoping it will perform nicely in the field. Problem is getting mixed signals about turning that bad boy off. I think you have to turn it off when you're done hunting with it. You got to look through there and make sure there's no red dot. If you leave that red dot on, it is looking for the remote, and if it's looking for that remote, talks to it all night long, even when it is sealed away in the case. Even when hunting is over, it is talking to the remote and running the battery dead. That's no bueno. Pretty good chance for us to sit and talk about some other gear that I'm taking with me if you want to look at the other stuff that I'm taking into the field. I try to pack hunt by hunt, case by case basis, instead of just carrying the same thing with me wherever I go, because I hunt with different crossbows now and I hunt with different pieces of gear. So let's take a look at what I'll be taking with me afield tomorrow. Starting with this little bag, I got a bunch of these things, different colored ones. Blue for Enforcer. This is also the one the Patriot gets because they're both Killer Instinct SWAT X1s. And in that, I placed the cocking rope. I have the Trident grease for the wax lube type thing if I want to. There is a, just empty this stuff right out of here if you ever want it. There's a crank. I don't do much with cranks. Not a crank kind of guy. There's a crank handle. But if I can rope cock, I rope cock. I have a paintbrush. The paintbrush is for the Trident grease if I want to apply that in the field. Very importantly, with the MaxView Certus scope, I do need this in case I need to replace the battery in the remote control. Speaking of batteries, got to have a CR2 for the MaxView Certus scope as well. Little tool that goes with the MaxView Certus scope. And I have a penny. I try to carry a penny in each one of those bags because there's always some kind of use for a penny. When I have a decocking head, if I lose the other ones, I can always use a regular arrow. If I lose my decocking arrow, I can always use this to decock the crossbow. That stays in there for this crossbow. I'm gonna need a little screwdriver in case I need it to change that remote battery. Ding! Got one. So I just zip this thing up, throw it in my backpack. If I go out in the backyard and shoot, I take it with me. I've got a lot of those handy little pieces of gear with me. I have a different one of these, different colors for those other crossbows. For example, the Ravin, the Black Widow, has a black one, of course. Bunjie Jr. has a gray one. Bunjie has an orange one. Right there's a red one that is unused. It was going to be the Patriots, but the reality is the Patriot and the Enforcer really should have the same bag because they've got the same, they're the same setup. And depending on what I do at scopes, that will remain the case. So this backpack is a cheapo. It is cheapo. Field Line Pro Series. It's a Walmart special. Bought it for like 10 bucks years and years ago. And I will use this thing until it is completely used up. My backpacks always carry one of these ties, gear ties. They are like a wire inside some plastic or nylon, and they bend, and I can hang this on a tree. I can hang stuff on this and carry it, you know, my tripod. I can hook my tripod on here, which I will do, and it works great for that. This backpack has a pocket here with nothing in it, but in it I shall place, like I typically do, Advil, vitamin C, Vibrant, which is caffeine. And in here, there's also an aspirin in case I want to make sure I don't have a heart attack. But the Vibrant pills are a little bit of caffeine. You need that boost if you are getting ready to haul a deer out of the woods. I am not going to be the guy who holds back the whole hunting party because of being tired or whatever else. So I have a little cocktail of vitamin C and caffeine if I need it, and aspirin and Advil to make sure I don't have a hurt back or something like that. You know, all those little things if I need them. You don't take Advil and aspirin together. You know the deal. And I'm not your doctor. I'm just telling you what I do. This little waterproof packet has a USB cable and a fully charged battery pack in case I got to charge my phone or my clothes or my headlamp or anything of that nature. It also has all my credentials as a hunter, my crossbow education, hunter education, archery certification, all that good stuff in here in a waterproof packet. All of my Pennsylvania tags are in this Pennsylvania plastic thing, and all my other states are here in the event that I go back to those other states. Sealed in a waterproof container, goes in the back of my backpack. It's just something that I carry with me to make sure I have. Probably not ever going to look at that stuff unless I shoot a deer, fill out the tag. Also have a ballpoint pen in there in case I need to fill out the tag. Got to have that. I have my grunt tube. Very good. Very important. Very important. I have a wrapper, which we can leave here. We'll throw that away. But I have to take some protein bars with me, and I will do that. Got my knife. This is a flip and zip type thing, right? It's one of those knives that has a gut hook on it and everything else. Rattling horns. Got to have rattling horns this time of year. Don't know if I'll use those. Probably take a can or two with me for doe calls. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm feeling around there. I don't feel anything else in the big pocket. This is stuff that can go in there and just ride just fine in and out of the woods. I lay it on the ground next to me when I get there for quick grabbing if need be. I have water. I will take one water with me. I don't like taking water. I would prefer to take a heavy duty bottle of zero sugar Gatorade because that's a nice heavy bottle. It doesn't crinkle. These bottles, not only do they crinkle, but they'll leak. I do have an uneaten protein bar, which I will leave in there because I am sure I will want that. Over here, I do have another headlamp if I need it. Have two of those, both charged, and I have my puffer. When you're going to sit down and set up on state game lands, very important to have the windicator or some manner of some way of checking the wind. I do try to hunt downwind of where I want the deer to come. Here tomorrow, I'll check online, but the stand that I have set up in my mind probably works very well with this wind for tomorrow. But I'll check that and get a prediction, a weather prediction for tomorrow, and then proceed on that basis. But this gives me confirmation when I get there that I've set up in the right place or not. And of course, this envelope has to go in the backpack so that I have it. Otherwise, I'm dead in the water. The Tidewee Inferno series batteries are charged. I'll be nice and warm tomorrow. Got to charge up my tactic games, get them ready though too.